You know,
I really wish I would have never met that guy.
I don't think, and I've had my fair share of celebrity encounters. Not to brag, but I don't think
I was a brag. Yeah.
I might have met a lot of famous people.
Yes. Yeah, let's name drop.
I'm just saying. I don't think I've ever had a dickhead moment with a celebrity.
It's the Even Steven and Oddly Mark Show. It's the Even Steven and Oddly Mark Show. It's the Even Steven and Oddly Mark Show. It's the Even Steven and Oddly Mark Show.
I think the only time, and you know, folks might not know my whole background or your whole background, but I grew up in theater and TV and film as a kid, and then got into music later. And so as a young child, I had a fair amount of like huge celebrity encounters that I wasn't even aware of the magnitude of at the time. One stands out. The only time I heard a celebrity go off like an asshole, it was almost justified. I was in I had a real small part in a movie called Naked in New York in something like 1991 or 92. I think I was like 10 or 11 years old. The movie was star-studded, but it seemed like all of the stars were doing some producer a favor by even being in it, because it turned out to be a piece of shit, like a real hard movie to watch. But I'm talking about Eric Stoltz. I'm talking about Kathleen Turner. Whoopi Goldberg had a role, and one of the other supporting characters was played by Ralph Macchio. So this is Ralph Macchio as an adult, you know, a little past like the heels of Karate Kid and all that. So now he's getting roles as an actual grown up. And I was in the trailer next to his. He and I both were waiting in these trailers for something like 6 or 7 hours for either of us to be called to set to shoot a scene. And it was an independent film, so it was poorly managed. And it turned out that they had brought Ralph there to sit in that trailer all day, and they weren't even going to use him. He berated this production assistant to the point where it was like I felt bad for everyone involved. You know, he was like, "What the fuck am I sitting here all day?" And I think that's the only time I heard any celebrity that I've come across even get angry. I mean, because what do you have to be pissed off about if you're not just being a baby?
Yeah, it's true.
I mean, he got paid to sit there.
Yeah.
But the fact is he didn't have to.
How old were you then?
About 10, 11 years old. I played Eric Stoltz's flashback. So Eric Stoltz in the movie was an adult, and they did a little flashback of me. They dyed my hair red. And it was like 2 seconds. It was like
That's what she said.
It was like a non-thing.
Okay, so you were Eric Stoltz's... you played the young
Eric Stoltz.
version of his character. Okay.
Yeah. I think that was right around the time that he wound up getting into the Quentin Tarantino stuff, and
so the production assistant,
had to come to the trailer and
Yeah.
tell him that he had been sitting there all day for no reason.
Did Macchio give him the crane kick? Come on, tell me Macchio gave him the crane kick. Dang son. Tell me
I don't
what
think-
happened. Because
I just want to point out that I was just hearing this through the thin walls of the trailer next to me.
So you're saying there's a chance.
There's a chance. There's a chance that he may have.
Awesome.
Because it did end abruptly. The noise definitely ended abruptly. Oh, my goodness, man.
Like Johnny Lawrence.
But we've had some cool, celebrity encounters. But more often than not, like I said, these guys, if they were humble enough and cool enough to even get where they are, chances are they're not going to be an asshole to the people that they run into. You know, they know how to treat the people that they encounter. Like Bill, did you?
Yeah. Didn't you do a film with Pacino? Didn't you do a flick with Pacino, or is that
no?
Am I making that up?
No Pacino.
What am I thinking of?
When I was younger, I was in a couple of scenes with Andy Garcia.
Yeah, that's it. Yep. Come on, I
Yeah.
was close. Come on.
That's good. Good on you.
Yeah, Andy Garcia. I mean, yeah.
I have a
Godfather
check in
3.
there. There's a check on the counter in the kitchen there for $13, and it's for this for that same movie from 1992. Still
Alright.
getting fucking residuals.
Nice.
$13. That's actually let's thank Andy Garcia and Paramount Pictures for the beer we're drinking right now.
Cheers. Yep.
If
it weren't for Garcia and Paramount Pictures, we'd totally be drinking Natty Ice right now.
we'd be drinking some piss, some
Black
Tiger
Label.
piss.
Yeah,
We'd be drinking Naked in New York beer.
It's true. It's true.
But Andy Garcia, conversely, yes, super humble, super cool. Was like, hey kid,
What
nice
movie
to
was
be
that?
working with you. That was called Jennifer 8, number 8, Jennifer 8.
It wasn't the 8th sequel in the.
It was not the 8th sequel. She was the potential 8th murder victim.
Ah, okay.
Is what the plot was, and she was Uma Thurman.
Oh.
Yeah.
Do
Yeah. Before that,
all right.
this was her. She played a blind girl, so this was her.
Well, I didn't see that coming.
Oh my goodness!
Sorry, buddy.
I remember when that movie came out. Okay,
All right.
I'm a regular school kid, man. I'm a regular school kid, but I happened to have the great opportunity to start acting in this kind of stuff and getting auditions in New York. And my grandma would take me out of school. Started getting a little special treatment. My ego was, what it was at the time because of that. I didn't know any better. Anyway, the movie comes out. You shoot a movie and then it's not released for could be a year or whatever.
Right.
And there's all the hype and build up within our little local community that this movie's finally coming out. My grandma, who I have to credit everything to, like she's the one who got me involved in the business at all. She rented the entire AMC movie theater in Deptford for all of our friends and family to go see the movie when it first came out.
That's awesome.
And so we're going to be going there Friday night and watching Jennifer 8, and half the kids are going to have to leave when the sexy parts come. And I hit my friend Leo up, Leo Flynn, great friend, much credit to him, great musician and whatnot. Leo had internet access. This was the dawn of internet. This was Prodigy, AOL, okay?
Oh, damn.
So just out of curiosity, the movie's released on, say, a Thursday or Friday. That afternoon, I hit him up, and I'm like, yo, what was the reviews? I want to hear what the reviews were on Prodigy and AOL. And I'm on the phone with him, the kitchen phone with the cable, the long curly cable attached to the wall. I'm like, Leo, you have the internet. What is the internet saying about Jennifer 8? I'm waiting for his connection. Right?
Welcome. You have mail.
Right. And he goes 0. I'm like, what do you mean? Like it didn't come up? Like he's like, no. They gave it 0 stars. They said the movie was fucking completely bullshit.
It was a good movie, but that kid totally ruined it. It was
Whoever was working for Prodigy or AOL did not like the movie at all. But here we are, 28 years later, and it's still playing in Germany and Spain and fucking wherever
and you're
else.
still getting
Still
residual
a
checks for
little check,
$13 so that we can drink Coors Light.
Fucking A, real man.
Fucking A. Fuck a B. It's got 2 holes.
Mark,
Yes, sir.
how you doing?
I'm great. How are you, man? How are you?
I'm feeling good. This is our first potty.
This is the very first potty, yes.
I like a good potty.
Me too.
What are some good potties that you check out in your leisure time? Are there anyone we can give shouts out to as inspirations?
I mean, I'm going to go typical, man. Joe Rogan.
Fuck yeah.
I mean, come on.
He's the king.
When you first said good potty, I was like thinking about the good potty I'm looking forward to because of my Wendy's breakfast. But yes, podcast, yes.
Maybe there's a bidet.
Yes, there's. Oh,
maybe there's a.
Oh, wouldn't you love that?
I've never gotten a chance to try one, and I've heard so many good things.
But yeah, so I'm sorry.
I've had an odd finger up there one time or two, but like that's not
Jesus.
the same as like a good stream.
And when he says odd finger, he's not talking about an odd mark finger. He's talking about just an.
Well, that's.
Well, you got to remember that's what we named me, Odd Mark. Even Steven Odd Mark, you know, got to leave
to the imagination.
Oh, God. Nobody wants to imagine that at all, I'm sure. Wow, we got
Joe
off subject,
Rogan,
didn't we? Joe Rogan yes.
Is he's the pioneer. He has taken this art form and made it bigger than network television.
Yeah.
How amazing is that?
It's amazing. He's not the first. He's not the first, but he's the Howard Stern of
right.
You know, with Howard Stern did terrestrial radio in the 80s.
Yes, he changed the game and like made it his own, and then made the whole thing
exactly
possible for other folks to follow in his steps, and made it more entertaining. Yeah. You know, you break down some walls. I did hear that. Are you familiar with the name Brian Redban?
I'm not.
So Brian Redban is currently he's co-host to the Kill Tony podcast. He's the guy that does all the production. He does like sound drops and introduces the host and the band that they have on there. Kill Tony, I highly recommend. It's amazing. It's like a comedy open mic on steroids, and they just like roast the people that suck. Everyone gets 60 seconds to do a stand-up act.
Oh,
and
wow.
you either have a good 60 seconds and they're like, well, here's how we can help you. Or you suck and they're just like, look at this fucking idiot. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, anyway, Brian Redban was Joe Rogan's first producer.
Okay.
He's the one that figured out how, back in the AOL Prodigy days, how to take a video from your camera and upload it to a site and make, like, he really more or less invented the podcast without knowing that was what it would be called.
Okay.
And so shouts out to Brian Redban. I enjoy Kill Tony and Joe Rogan Experience. And there's a bunch of other ones. I like a lot of the New York guys. I like do you know History Hyenas? Oh, that's a good one.
No.
Chris DiStefano and Giannis Pappas are two stand-up comedians.
I'm familiar with Chris DiStefano.
So him and Giannis have one that's it's fucking fantastic. That's where I heard the term potty. I'm going to be on your potty. I'll do your potty. You know what I'm saying? That's Chris DiStefano.
There you go.
And the other one in a similar vein, oh, shit.
Bill Burr?
Bill Burr's been a mainstay.
I mean, Bill Burr.
Fucking amazing,
Bill
man.
Burr.
You can't go wrong.
No.
He'll just ran at you.
Yeah.
But he just sits in his living room and just yells at his computer for fucking 45 minutes by himself.
And makes an art form out of it.
It's amazing.
I mean.
Oh, it's fantastic.
He's a Boston guy. Boston guy he is.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
Did you ever hear his rant on Philly? When he was.
Oh, my goodness. Have you heard this?
Oh, it's great.
He's doing a concert in Philadelphia, which has like a bunch of comedians. It's like a festival at the East Center.
It was the Opie and Anthony thing.
The Opie and Anthony tour, right? So it's a bunch of comedians. He's got a contract that says he has to do 30 minutes or whatever it was, or 20 minutes.
Yeah.
But the audience is booing the shit out of all these comedians. So you do remember it. And he just makes a what was that?
Yeah. The O&A pests.
These people were booing the shit out of every comedian because they were pissed drunk and like acting like they should be at a rock concert at that venue.
And there was a lot of really good comedians too. I mean, Bob Saget was on that.
Yeah.
Moriarty. There was a couple really good, really good comedians.
But they started in on Bill, and he was like, you know what? Fuck you, Philly faggots. Your favorite fucking athlete is a fictional character.
Yeah.
He went in on him, and he was like, I got 11 minutes on my contract left. Let me tell you something else about you assholes.
10 minutes. You one bridge having motherfuckers.
So
Sorry.
I think it's worth. I think it's worth like to sum that up. I think it's worth noting that there are a lot of these podcasters, a lot of these people doing their shows on the YouTube and iTunes and whatnot that have come before and inspired us to kind of give it a shot.
Yeah.
And I want to thank them, and I hope that we can do our very best pale imitation at least.
You could be watching any of these podcasts, but you're watching ours.
Right now, you are,
We thank you.
and I am sorry.
Yes. Also. Yes. Apologies.
I wanted to tell you a little story before we get going.
Cool.
We talked a little bit. You had brought up my acting thing. There was a like a transition period when I was a teenager where I thought I was a rock star. Definitely wasn't, but I knew I wanted to be, and I was like playing Jim Morrison in my life throughout the day, even though I had never had anywhere close to the success. But I was still involved in theater. I was still doing plays in the summertime for like the local theater group. And I like this story. Maybe it doesn't exactly relate to what we talked about, but I just thought I would tell it because it touches on all the points about the partying and the performing, the music and the acting and all that kind of stuff. When I was about 16, the theater group had all but disowned me because they heard I already started smoking pot. They heard that I was, going off the rails and like really trying to do my Jim Morrison imitation. But they still let me in the club. I auditioned for the role of Jesus. The play was Godspell. Have you seen it? Are you familiar with it?
I'm familiar with the title. I have not seen it.
Okay, so it's got like a lot of really great music. It's well written. There's a reason it's been around this long. I did not, even though my hair was down my back and I looked just like Jesus, they wouldn't cast me as Jesus. I think they thought I was a risk for some reason. I don't know.
Maybe it was because you weren't hung like this.
It could have been that, or maybe or the drugs. I don't know.
It's probably the drugs.
I'm hung like this. I mean, even if I was hung like this, but they cast me in the background, right? And my friend Maria, who was a grade school friend, someone I went to school with for fucking, since kindergarten or whatever, she was to be my dance partner in this. There's a dance number in it, right? Where it's like 10 couples all throughout the stage, and it's choreographed and synchronized, and we're flipping the girl over the shoulder and catching them, and then during this like upbeat song, right? Well, the day of the performance, we rehearsed it for months. So it's like ingrained in me, what the moves are. I know how to do the dance move. We don't even have to think about it or talk about it. So we are on the wing of the stage, Maria and I, with the other couples that are about to go on and do this dance number the night of the show, the performance. There's 1,000 people in the auditorium. It's a pretty good community theater thing going on in this area, and so they sell tickets. And I let Maria know, I'm like, listen, I ate a hit of acid an hour ago.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Bro.
Dude. Oh, my God.
She's like, what? I'm like, no, I'm not kidding. I cannot wait to see the lights from the fucking
oh my God.
front of house hitting me. It's going to be
Jesus
awesome.
Christ.
She's like, I swear to God, if you drop me, like in front of not only the 1,000 people, like our parents, our relatives, all the directors, everybody, right? She's like, I'm going to fucking kill you. And I have to do these acrobatic physical dance moves. The acid did not win. I won. I did the dance with her. It was flawless. And then the rest of the play, I got to be back in the background of the story, like while the main actors were doing their lines in front of me and just watching the stage lights.
Oh my God.
It was,
no
man,
way.
it was so riding on the edge. Like, that's been like a theme, you know what I mean? Like, when you start
yeah.
getting into the drug lifestyle or whatever,
Oh,
it's
my
like pushing
God,
the
yeah.
envelope. Oh, man.
Oh my
I've been
God.
wanting to tell someone that story for a long time, and I hope Maria finds it tasteful. She did nothing wrong. She was an innocent bystander there.
Oh my
Sure
God.
scared the shit out of her, though.
Yeah. Dude, that's like 20 years ago plus, and I'm scared still for that. Give me, like, I got this, like, I'm like, oh my God, because every time even the mere word of LSD, like, if it's brought up, I'm like, oh God.
Oh, I've had the fear
Oh, the
a
fear.
bunch of times.
I get the fear just hearing it now.
Mark, where are you going to be coming up here, man, that people can check you out
All
performing?
right, let's see. Well, the first week of every month is kind of always the same for me.
How's that?
Well, every Thursday I'm at Mount Royal Inn.
Mount Royal Inn in South New Jersey. It's one of the oldest bars in the fucking country.
Maybe the oldest, actually. Well, I don't think the oldest there. I think there's a couple.
It's up there,
It's
though.
up there,
It's
yeah.
from
It's like
the
top five.
1700s or something.
1762.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Holy shit. And
so-
that has the best fucking wings, the best hot sauce, and best wings I have ever had in my life, and I've tried a lot of them. And live entertainment with Mark Fisher
Every
every
Thursday, yeah.
Okay.
Also on Thursday, 3 to 6, I do a happy hour in Delaware County, Pennsylvania.
All right.
At
Just
a place-
outside of Philly there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right outside of Southwest Philadelphia. It's in Tinicum Township.
Cool.
Place is called Monaghan's. So I'll be
Nice.
there 3 to 6 on Thursday, and then head over to the Mount Royal Inn from 8 till 11. Friday, I'll be at 814 South.
Shady Katie's, I call it.
The formerly known Shady Katie's.
It's still known as Shady Katie's.
And
Jeff, get your shit together.
I think that's the whole point of it being 814 is that he's got his shit together, and it's not the.
He wanted to class it up,
Yeah, he wanted to claim.
but he
Listen,
keeps inviting you.
yeah, that's true. And then Saturday, I'll be back in Delaware County, also Tinicum Township, a place called Coaches with my good friend Anthony Scafidi.
Scafidi.
We do a little duo. It's
For
fun.
Christ's sake, the Scafidi family. I have a history with them that I would love to get into
Yeah,
as well.
Well, we will. We got.
Yeah.
We're gonna be hard up for material like by episode 3, guaranteed. So you save that.
Oh my goodness.
But yeah, how about you?
Guys, I'm doing my sound teching thing. What I would love to promote more than anything is this Bong Hits for Jesus, the reggae rock funk blues band that I front. We've got an album called the Universal Language LP, and that is available on all streaming platforms. You can get that on your Spotify. You can get that on your Apple Music and so on, and also the YouTube channel, The Bong Hits for Jesus, as well as the Instagram and all that. I really like to have you guys check out that music that we produce. We put a lot of time into it. I don't think I have any live performances on the docket right now, but I do know that if you're in the Philadelphia area, May 29th, 529, Bong Hits for Jesus will be performing in Old City with a couple of national awesome acts that we can't give all the details yet because we're waiting for like the headliner to do their thing. But these are bands that if you're a fan of punk rock, if you're a fan of reggae, if you're a fan of indie fucking music in general, you're going to want to check out. So I look forward to seeing you guys there too.
Now, will you be doing the choreographed dance with Maria on acid on these performances?
If she's available.
Okay,
Now, I
Maria.
don't know if she's going to be there, but Maria, if you're there, I will take a hit of acid. I will flip you over. I'll probably drop you this time.
yeah, it's we're getting up there, kid.
Just for entertainment value.
Even if you're not on acid, you'll still probably drop her.
It's the Even Steven and Oddly Mark Show. It's the Even Steven and Oddly Mark Show. It's the Even Steven and Oddly Mark Show. It's the Even Steven and Oddly Mark Show.